Waiting for your blanks to fully cure so that you can get the best polish on them, or for small parts, especially when they're thin, to fully harden up can be torture, especially if you are like me and you don't have a whole lot of patience. So what if there was a way to speed up the full cure process? Well, there is. It's called post-curing, and I'm going to be talking about that in today's quick tips video. Alright, so post-curing your resin, it is a way to accelerate the curing process. And basically all you're going to do is put it in the oven and bake it, and you're going to accelerate that cure because you're going to put it in the oven at a higher temperature than just like letting it sit on your countertop. And that temperature is going to accelerate your curing process in the resin casting that you've done. Now, in the case of, stuff that I do, like for turning blanks, at the end, you're going to want to polish this. And if it's not fully cured, it basically, once you've cast it, taken it out of the pressure pot, then the clock starts ticking, and the hardness level, it's going to keep curing for about 5 days. That's the full cure schedule for Alumilite Clear anyway. Every resin is going to be slightly different. A lot of epoxies are about a 7-day period. It can depend on how big the mass is of the resin that you cast, or small. It can depend on the temperature in the shop that it's curing in. But in general, you want to wait till the full cure to get the best gloss because it's going to be as hard as it can get. Now, in the case of really small things, there just isn't enough mass to generate the heat to cure, immediately. A lot of times you can take things like this out and they're bendable, for days in some cases, depending on the resin. I know this happens a lot with epoxies. Liquid diamonds, a few of the epoxies that I've used, I have this little mold thing, and these things come out and they're pliable. So you can accelerate that cure. Now, a couple of little tips or things to think about. If it's something that's going to be bendable, if it really hasn't come out of the pressure pot, or when you demold it, if it's not rigid, then you want to leave it actually in the mold. You don't want to demold stuff. Put it in the oven because it'll kind of sag. So if it's something that you want to make sure that the shape remains what it is, leave it in your mold and then put it in the oven. And in the case of a really floppy mold, put it on a flat surface first, then put it in your oven so that it doesn't deform or you don't have any issues. But it will harden up that resin faster. Now, each resin is going to have, different instructions, most likely. A lot of times it may just depend on the manufacturer. So what I recommend for you, whatever resin you're using, look on the manufacturer's website or just call them directly if they have, a technical service hotline kind of thing. Ask them, what is the post-cure schedule? What do you recommend? What temperature? How long until I get a full cure? And you'll be able to accelerate that process and get to that finish line quicker. Now, in the case of people, especially in colder climates, in the winter time maybe, this is actually kind of a lifesaver for a lot of people. You can take it out of your pressure pot, and I'm just going to kind of use the pen blank, example. Take it out of the pressure pot, pop it in the oven for a couple hours, and then you're good to go, and you don't have to worry about, leaving the blanks in a really cold shop where it could stunt the curing process completely. If you left, if you poured blanks today, pulled them out of the pressure pot, left them in a shop that froze overnight, your blanks are probably going to be kind of ruined because it's going to totally halt the curing process if it gets too low temperature. So in a couple hours, pop it in the oven and you'll be good to go. So it's kind of a lifesaver for low temperature areas, for small pieces, and just if you're just impatient like me and want to get your blanks ready quicker. In my case, I sell pen blanks, and I have to be honest, I actually don't do this process. I want to get into it. I just haven't kind of gotten into the mode of, take it out of the oven or take it out of the pressure pot, pop it in the oven yet. And I stayed away from it for a while because I wasn't entirely sure if it might change the working properties of the blanks, and I didn't want to jeopardize that. I found out that it shouldn't do anything, at least with Alumilite Clear. It's not going to harm them. It's not going to change them. They're not going to be more brittle. It's just going to accelerate the process. I know lots of people, and I've talked to lots of people who sell blanks who do this. And so you shouldn't have any issues. But again, my experience is with Alumilite Clear, slow set generally, but either one of the formulas of Alumilite Clear. I also know for a fact that liquid diamonds you can do. Other resins, I'm pretty sure that all of them can be post-cured, but I would recommend, for best results, contact the manufacturer so you know exactly what they recommend for the specific formula that you're using. But I hope this helps out. I know that it can really be daunting sitting there going, okay, I got to wait a week before I can really do anything with this blank. A lot of times you can start working on a blank, start cutting them up or start turning them. But again, the big thing is that polish is just not going to turn out as well as if you wait for that full cure. So why not accelerate that in a couple hours? So I hope this helps you guys out. Let me know down in the comments if you do this process. I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. Or if if this is something new and you're kind of excited to try it out, let me know. So if this is your first time on my channel, we do all kinds of resin casting projects, tips and tricks, and experiments around here. So if you're interested in that, definitely hit that subscribe button and don't forget to hit the little notification bell so you get notified when new videos get posted. And if you're thinking about getting into resin casting, but you're not really sure where to begin, check out my ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It answers all those beginner questions like, what do I need to get started? Which resin should I use? How does it all work? It'll get you over that initial learning curve so you can kind of get in the shop, start doing some fun projects with resin on your own. It's available on my website if you're interested. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video and happy casting.